Hi, it's Andy again with another tutorial. This tutorial is on using a list fragment and another fragment to be replaced whenever you select another item on the list. This is a common question that if you Google, you won't find a very good answer on how to do this. Fortunately, it's not a very difficult thing to do, just there's no real good example on how to do it. The way that I'm going to do it right now, it's not the final project. This is going to be a two-part tutorial, and you'll see why once I show you how this runs in the emulator. So basically what this app is going to do, much like the dual panes app that I posted in the last tutorial, in fact the final one will be this dual panes app modified to do exactly what this one does. Basically I created color fragment, a list fragment, and a detail fragment. So and you have to wrap it up in an activity. So this is going to be your regular activity, unchanged from the source. The only thing that you have to change is make sure that this is a fragment activity. Since I'm using Action Bar Sherlock, it's a Sherlock fragment activity. And then next thing I did was create a list. Basically, here's my list of, you just wrap it around a string. You can do it this way. You can put it in another class. You can put it in an array list. It doesn't really matter. You're going to reference it right here. See? And I will be uploading the source, so you could just see what I do on how this works. So this part probably isn't really necessary. It's just something I got in the habit of doing. And then, but you do want to do this for on your activity created. You want to set the list adapter. So this is what you're going to put in there. There isn't really anything else you need to put in there unless you're going to do something more complex. So we're setting our list adapter. You could probably see this as different ways to do this code, where you do array adapter string and then you name it adapter and then put in set list adapter adapter. It doesn't really matter. This is all the same code, it's just more condensed. I personally like it this way, so that's the reason why I do it. There is no real right or wrong way to do it though. Now here's the tricky part. Since we're replacing a fragment, we need to, well, it's not really tricky. In fact, this is very easy. In fact, there's no real difference in this code from a regular list view or list activity. This is the different part, is doing the fragment manager, and what we're actually going to do with it is replace it. Now the reason why this is only part one of the tutorial is because we need to also work with what if the device is in portrait mode. So it doesn't really look very good on a phone in portrait mode, but it'll look fine on a tablet or maybe a large device. And you'll see what I mean when I show you what it looks like in the emulator. And then basically each one of these colors is just inflating a view of a layout, and each layout has so here's blue. I'm just setting the background for each one, the color that they dictate. So when you see it, this is what it looks like. So here's blue, you got red, yellow, and the way these work is these are 2 by 2 by 2 on the color, and they go Roy G Biv. So red, green, blue. To get yellow, you're combining red and green, which technically isn't correct. You would combine red and yellow to create green, but whatever. The other ones all match up. Like the purple, it's combining red and blue to create purple. Anyway, so each one of these is inflating that view, which the way this is replacing is you set each one of these to a linear layout. including your default details fragment, which is what's going to get replaced. When the app launches, it's just going to display this text right here, and it's going to be centered. And to show you detail, it's the same as the other colors. It's just inflating that, and that happens when the app first is launched. When you start clicking on each of the colors on the left, this is going to get replaced and put on top of it. Now, another important thing that I added is this add to backstack. If we don't add this, which you may not want to, when you hit the back arrow, it's going to close the program. If you want to be able to leave your fragments open, so you just want to go to the last fragment that was used, you would add this add to backstack null. Okay, so let's see what this looks like when you run it. Okay, so here's our app. When you click on blue, it loads blue. When you click on red, yellow, and purple. And that's because if you click on the first one, which is we're targeting the position of this list, we're going to do a new fragment of blue. The second one is going to be red. Now the reason why this isn't 2, 3, 4 is because in code, 0 is the first position, and that actually happens when you're using a lot of different things like the calendar month. It's 0 to 11, where 0 is January and 11 is December. So this is a common theme, I guess, if you would, with coding. So 0 is your first one, and whatever your last one is n-1. Okay, now this is where the add to backstack works. So last time I clicked was yellow, and then red, and then blue. And it'll even load up the original fragment. Now if we take this out, as soon as you hit this, it goes and closes the program. Now this seems like it would be a great final product. However, if you run this in portrait mode, which I think I'm going to have to, oh, no, it looks like it's going to redraw. Okay, it works, but I mean, it doesn't look very good. So that'll be the next step, is to show you how to run this in where it launches a new activity for this in portrait mode, but just replaces the fragment in landscape mode. All right, have a good day.